From the LDV Winery kitchen, and this is week 21. Wow. And I have my helpers here today. I have Cheryl Ann, our tasting room manager and our resident sommelier. And behind the camera today, I have Susan Mays, who's also with LDV Winery. We had, again, some technical difficulties. We seem to always do. But we're on camera. We have a fun day. We're doing a, I call this From the Shore, because it's all wonderful things that you would have on the shore. Crab cakes we're going to make. We're going to make salmon, and I got wild coho salmon that we're going to do a poach with our Viognier, which is going to be awesome. And we're going to make asparagus, blender asparagus with Hollandaise. So we're going to do that. That's one thing I forgot, was get the blender out, so let's not forget that. And we have lime curd pies, individual pies. So a lot to do in a short amount of time, but since Kurt's not here, we always start our event with a drink. All right. So as we go along, and this is one of your favorites.
Yes.
Tell them about this while I pour.
So this is the 2015 Sky Island Viognier. This is an unoaked 100% Viognier. So this is kind of Sauv Blanc meets Pinot Grigio. Really crisp, really refreshing. I love this.
Gonna pour you a little bit, Susan, too.
Thank you.
Partake with this.
This color is
amazing. Cheers to a fun. I hope you're popping a cork. So let's see what this tastes like.
Oh, the nose on this is unbelievable.
And we're almost out of this. So if you like this, we call this the pool pounder, right? If you
also the pool pounder.
Yeah. If you like this one, you need to get it soon because it's almost gone. So, shall we get cooking?
Let's get cooking.
All right. I think what I'd like to do is do our get our crab cakes going. Okay. So I'm going to get a bowl and let you kind of put everything together. Okay. For the crab cakes.
Excellent. Oh, I can smell. I put it down and I can smell the nose on this Viognier.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's so fragrant.
Okay.
All right.
I'll put you to work. So, in the crab cakes, and if you, hopefully you pull down your recipes from Peggy Fiandaca Facebook page or on LDV Winery Facebook page, but we're going to start with, we're going to do the red peppers.
Red pepper.
And these are just finely chopped red peppers, about 1/4 cup. And we want the scallions. We have another 1/4 cup of chopped scallions.
That's great.
And we want Italian breadcrumbs.
Breadcrumb.
About 1/4 cup also of Italian breadcrumbs. And now we want some Worcestershire sauce. Most people don't pronounce it properly.
I know, and I'm from Boston, so.
And you have a hard time with it too?
No, I don't.
Oh,
but
good.
We have a city called Worcester.
Yeah?
And everyone says Worcester.
Yeah. So about a tablespoon of that, Cheryl Ann.
All right. I'm just gonna. Here we go.
And getting another bowl for our crab. And we also want to put in there a tablespoon of our Tabasco. Yeah?
Yeah.
Love Tabasco. Or you can use your favorite hot sauce. But we like Tabasco.
A little kick.
A little kick. Okay, and now we want to put the finely chopped garlic. And I have about a clove of the garlic, right? And we can mix that up. And let me tell you about the crab. We use the crab from Costco. And this is about 1 pound of crab, and it's lump crab.
Oh, that's so good.
And it is very good. I mean, we're not on the shore, so we don't get to have fresh crab every day, right? So this is good. But you want to definitely pick through it to make sure you don't have any shells in it. And all that I do with my hands is just kind of gently go through it, because you don't want to break it up too much. But make sure there's no little shell in there. And you know, we haven't had too much of it.
Yeah.
We've eaten this kind of crab all the time, and it's really clean. I think it's okay. So I'm going to give it back over to you and put that in there, put all of that in there. And it is yummy.
Yeah, being from New England, this is like my happy place.
Your happy place, right? Okay, now we didn't put the egg in yet, right?
Not yet.
So we have 1 egg. And I'm going to put that in.
That's the egg.
I'm going to get all that off.
Oh, it smells like we're at the ocean and we're on the beach right now.
Yolks.
That was an egg yolk only? Okay. Let me grab, and we want a whole egg. So that was for our Hollandaise.
Oh,
I bet. So I am going to give you the whites.
there we go.
At least this is how I separate an egg.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
Do you do the same thing?
Yeah.
I think it's
Susan,
our
you said you
mom's.
have a, yeah.
Yeah, I have an egg
You have a
separator.
I've never
Yeah.
used a separator before. That would probably make life easier.
So we put the yolk in, and now we got the white in.
There we go.
So we got to remember to do another yolk. I mean. Okay. So we'll just mix it. We don't want to break up that crab too much, because you want it nice. And these are really crabby crab cakes.
So you've met some crabby crabs.
Yes, we have. So we're gonna set that aside, because the next step, and maybe we can get rid of the dishes we've used, because the next step on that is just to make the crab cake and put it into panko. So that is our next step. So now I think I want to get prepared our little pies. And you know, last week we made microwave pie. And I don't know if you've tried that yet, but that is fabulous. But this is another individual, kind of fun, easy dessert. When you get someone at the last minute is coming over and you don't have a dessert for them, this is, I do.
Take a second. By the way, doesn't Peggy's hair look amazing?
Yes.
It does. It's so pretty. I didn't get
Thank
She has
you.
beautiful hair, but it looks exceptionally beautiful.
Well, while I drink, all
Okay,
you're going to do is put this into our little,
Okay.
make a little pie crust.
Awesome.
And all that we're doing is little ramekins.
That's easy.
Yeah.
I just put the graham crackers and before we started and the melted butter and the sugar. It was so easy and
So easy. So it was like 1/3 of a cup of sugar, and then we had 6 graham crackers, and we just put those in the food processor and made a mess out of them. And then mixed it with 1/3 of a cup unsalted butter, melted. And that's it. And it's going to make our little crust for our lime curd pies.
Is that laid about
Yeah,
right?
I think so. You do the next one and I'll make it look pretty
Okay.
on the edges. So we're just kind of finish the edges to make a little pie,
It'd be rustic
a
too.
little rustic. We might have a little bit too much butter in there,
Maybe.
but I don't think
Can you
it'll.
ever have too
I
much?
know, I was going to say, could you
So-
have too much butter?
Um,
It'll be crispy. Well, these are no cook.
Oh, that's right.
These are just no cook little things.
I could eat this just out of the bowl.
Yeah.
I just announced that to everybody.
So there's 2. And we're going to do another one because we have 3 of us eating today, so we just need to do 3. And I already made the curd, the lime curd. Again, very easy to make, but you need to let it be in the refrigerator for a couple hours.
Yeah.
So it needs to set up, but extremely easy to make. And all that you do is fresh limes. You do about 1/2 cup of fresh limes, a cup of sugar, and a stick of unsalted butter. And you melt that all together and over a really low heat, stirring regularly. And then you want to take 7 eggs and you beat them before you put them in there. And so once the butter is melted in your curd, your lime curd, then you add the eggs, 7 eggs that are already beaten. And at this point, you really have to keep stirring it.
Yeah.
You don't want those eggs to curdle at all. And you just keep stirring them over medium, a low slimmer. Slimmer.
Yeah, or slimmer.
Or slimmer.
See,
Low simmer.
If you eat this, you would be slimmer.
Be slimmer, yes, let's pretend.
Nothing here has calories.
No, exactly. So you just simmer it and keep stirring, and then it thickens, and it's magic. But then at that time, what you want to do is take a strainer over the pan or the pot of a bowl that you're going to put in the refrigerator, and you get all the hard parts and pieces out of it.
Yeah, just kind of
Finally
strain.
strain it, and then put it in the refrigerator.
And what do? You keep calm
And
bake
bake on. Okay,
All right.
we got crab cakes. We have our pie crusts made. Now we want to make our poaching liquid for our salmon. So, this is a pan. You want when you're poaching something, you want a pan that has flat bottom and straight sides, like this pan. It makes it easy to poach. And we're going to poach 3 pieces of salmon for us to have dinner. And in this pan, we want to put 2 cups. I know. We're going to have to, and that's about 2 cups left. So we're going to use that. Go ahead and put that in our pan.
The whole thing?
The whole thing.
That's okay. I cook with this. I cook with our wine all the time.
Well, and it's important,
Yes.
right? I don't know. I think I said this every single week on the show. Cook with the wine that you're going to be drinking.
My grandmother always said that.
Yeah.
She's like, why would you not put in the best wine
Right.
if you're eating it? So.
Right. Okay, and also in our poaching liquid, we're going to put shallots. And in here we have 1/4 cup finely chopped shallots. And shallots are wonderful. I love shallots, right?
Shallots.
You get that kind of a red onion taste with a little bit of garlic taste to it. Wonderful. And also we want to have our finely chopped minced dill. Wait, let me make sure. No, we're actually going to put the dill sprigs.
Sprigs. Even better.
Yep.
Oh, so pretty. And that's something simple too. Any fish dish that you make, if
Yeah.
you're doing something really quick and you just have a piece of white fish, just put a little dill on it and it transforms it.
We're actually putting both,
We are.
I believe. Let me make sure. Yep, we're putting them both in there.
Okay, so we have the sprigs and the chopped dill.
And we're going to put a little bit of about a teaspoon of salt. And I always use kosher salt. So there's about a teaspoon. And we're going to put about the same amount
This smells so amazing.
of our black pepper. And of course, we're using our Turkish coffee grinder, which we love. Okay, give that a stir, and we're going to put it on the stove, and we're going to bring that to a boil before we put our fish in. So I'm going to put that on high, and we're going to put it right there. And like I said, we have 3 pieces of this wonderful coho salmon. And it's wild salmon. And what I did, my knife wasn't that sharp, but I did my best to remove the skin on the salmon. So for poaching, you want to, there's a little bit left. Let me try to get the rest of that skin off the salmon, but Kurt's not here, and so my knives aren't sharp. He usually does my knives.
Silly Kurt, he's down at the vineyard making wine for us.
I know it, right? And the other thing you want to make sure with your salmon is to make sure there's no bones left. So I always play around with the salmon a little bit to make sure there's no little pin bones. And this is just wonderful salmon.
Gorgeous color.
So we're going to let this poaching liquid come to a boil. And then we're going to reduce the heat. So, cheers. So we're going to have some more wine. Hey, what are you guys drinking?
Wait, where's Susan's glass? I can bring her glass.
Yeah,
Oh,
she
it's
brings
over
it
there.
with me.
So, excuse me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We have to cheers, Susan.
Let us know what you're drinking. Hopefully you have something wonderful in front of you while you're watching us figure out this meal. Okay, so we got the salmon. Why don't we get our patties made? How's that next? Well,
Okay.
our poaching liquid is coming to a boil.
Okay.
So let's see. Let's get a plate. And we use panko. Panko is a Japanese breadcrumb, which is awesome. And what you want to do, giving you all the dirty work today, is let's make some patties. I'll show you how I would do it. Grab our crab, reach in there, and I like big ones, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you want to be gentle. You don't want to break up this crab because, like I said, these are crabby crabs cakes. So about like that, and you want to push it into the panko and carefully turn it over without, like that. Trying not to break it. You know, I think I need a spatula right here. Let's see.
The kitchen quite.
Here you are. We're going to do that, I know. There we go. So, actually, I'm going to leave it in here until right when we put it in the pan to start cooking them. I'm going to try to make another one, and maybe then you're better at making these than I. So again, I'm going to form it, put it in the panko. Maybe you don't turn it over, maybe you just do it like that.
Yeah, because the bottom part is going on to
Yeah.
the breadcrumbs, so you just make sure that you have a good layer to put it
Yeah.
on top of.
Since my hands are messy, I'll keep going. How's that? Oh, good. Okay.
And
Again, put it into the breadcrumbs. And we got 3 of them. So why don't we just do the 3 for us? How's that?
that sounds good. I'm gonna plate it straight, so
Yeah.
perfect.
Okay. You grab that. I'll go this way. You go that way. I'll wash my hands.
All right.
And then we can put the rest of the crab in the refrigerator
Perfect.
for another time. That'll be my lunch tomorrow.
Oh my god. Eating lunch.
Yeah.
It's gonna be amazing.
Okay. So we have our crab cakes ready to go. We have our poaching liquid ready to go. Now we want to do our asparagus. I went to Costco, my favorite store, had some wonderful asparagus, and I'm not one to have to, trim it. A lot of people trim it. I think the trick to asparagus is you take some asparagus, and then wherever it breaks off
That's a good roll.
is what you do.
Yeah.
So why don't we clean some asparagus? Well, we'll just throw it in there. So, what's your favorite wine of LDV?
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah.
You know how that story goes.
Putting you on the spot a little bit.
But this is my favorite. But this one's my favorite.
It's like, what day is it,
What
right?
day is it? That's what it is. I'm tasting around. Then people ask me that. I'm like, well, It's usually the signature. Yeah, it's usually the signature.
Can't go wrong with that.
I think I have a soft spot in my heart for that wine just because when I was first introduced to LDV, Kurt was actually in the tasting bar. I was at your old tasting room.
Yeah.
And I tasted the Viognier first, and I was hooked from that point on. But then sort of at the end of the tasting, and I'm not a big drinker, anyone that knows that, I'm not a big drinker. And it was in the afternoon, and I was with Richard Betts. Richard, if you're watching, hello. And we were, I don't know, it was like 4 in the afternoon.
Right,
We got a bottle of signature petite, and I think that was like the 11.
Yeah, it probably was.
Yeah, and then when I started with LDV, I got to see the 12 and then the 13, and so I feel like, but the signature is amazing.
You grew up with
I
this
grew up
signature.
with the signature.
I love that.
Yep.
Okay, there we go. But tell us, what's the difference between, I'm going to put you on the spot.
Okay.
The difference between our building block and our signature.
Oh, that's actually, that's a really good question. So building block is captured my heart as well.
I know, that's why I brought it up.
Well, signatures from the oldest vines planted that Peggy and Kurt planted when they first got the vineyard. It's planted as you walk out to the vineyard. This is a big gate, and off to the left are the petite syrahs that they first planted, which they call road block. It's by the roadside, so
Yeah.
appropriately named. And then up further by the house, there's these rows of petite syrah, and they call that the building block. And the one thing about the building block that I notice is different, or at least this new building block, this petite that we have, is there are notes that baffle all of us.
Right, there really are.
It's pretty amazing, but I don't know how I would pick between those two, because that's fairly new that we introduced that building block. But I would say that for the signature, it has a little bit more of that it's a dark, luscious, almost like a perfume note on it, very inky and beautiful. And the building block is still very elegant, but it has a little bit more of almost like herbal,
Right?
notes.
I think so.
Yeah. So hard to pick on that. I want some now.
I want some now. Okay, do you want, we use the yolks, so we need 2 yolks for our Hollandaise.
Okay.
Do you want to do that, or do you want me to do that?
Do you want them in this?
Yep, 2 egg yolks, and the others can just, the whites can go up here. I'm going to go grab our blender. I forgot to get the blender out. So chat amongst yourselves.
Susan, how are you doing over there? Susan
Doing great.
She's a rock star over there with the camera. So watch. Ooh.
I'm just trying to stay still here. So it looks like Mickey's down at the vineyard. Hi, Mickey.
Hey, we miss you.
And let's see. Someone else says they want some of the Viognier before it's all out, the 2015. You got to call and get it ordered before we run out.
That's right. Mickey helped you in the kitchen when you were down at the vineyard,
The
right?
very first time.
The very first time.
So maybe Kurt's on the line,
Hi,
because they're
Kurt.
going to try to watch it live.
Oh, I want to say hi to if any of my friends are watching and any of my junior league ladies if they're watching. We had a great virtual tasting with my junior league.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Okay, I think we need to put our poaching liquid, we need to turn that down, right? What do they say, medium, low?
Medium low.
And,
You need to.
no, go ahead and leave them like they are.
Okay.
So now we want to add the salmon. We're going to cook the salmon for about 8 minutes in the poaching liquid. And what you do when you poach is we're going to put this in the liquid, and you're going to keep spooning over top. And so I'm going to lay these in to the poaching liquid. And of course now the poaching liquid has gotten all the flavors of the dill and the shallots.
Oh, it smells amazing.
And it's just awesome. So into the pan they go.
Look at that color.
And what you're going to do is just be spooning the poaching liquid over the top. Just every once in a while this simmers away. and it's going to help cook it. And we're basically going to cook for about 8 minutes. Okay? I'm going to leave this to you to kind of watch over. And in this pan over here, I have the asparagus. And I just have just a tiny bit of water. I'm going to turn on the oven or on the stove to about medium heat. Actually, I could probably use just a tad more water in there. I just want to cover them. Because I don't want to cook them long. I just want to get them al dente. So there's that. And now, since you're over there, I'm gonna while you watch.
That looks good.
Doesn't that look amazing?
It smells so good, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
Yes.
The fragrance, the aroma, they're really nice.
I think we used up all the butter, didn't we? I grabbed some butter.
So how is Kurt doing down at the vineyard? Or
I believe today he was working on the vineyard, doing what was he doing? Finishing. I think
Inoculation, I think.
Inoculation, yes. He was inoculating some wine. And we had sold some wine, so I know that they came and picked up their wine. I believe it was the garage, which looked wonderful. Okay, we need another pan.
if you ever have a chance to visit the vineyard, I highly recommend it. It is a magical property.
Thank
It is.
you.
Oh my
Thank
gosh.
I agree.
It is just, there's so much about it. It's, I mean, gosh, I didn't want to leave, and I'm a city girl.
Okay, what I'm doing is getting our pan ready to cook our crab cakes. So we're going to move this to the back. And we're going to move this for our crab cakes and heat the pan. I have it about a medium, and I'm going to get that hot first.
Yep.
And somehow you're going to try to get that off.
Oh no.
Without
No pressure or anything.
no pressure, without ruining them, while I try to get us started on our asparagus, our blender Hollandaise. So we have the asparagus cooking on the front burner here. I'm going to turn it up to high to get that going. So I melted butter, and I needed about 4 ounces of butter. So I need the lemon. Do you remember which one is lemon?
How much lemon do we need?
Which peanut?
These two are lemon. So we have,
No, one's lemon, one's lime.
oh,
So the lemon is the smaller amount.
lemon is this one?
Yeah, the smaller amount. Yep.
Okay, so I want to place the butter in there, slowly simmer, watch it, we don't want to burn. We want to place the egg yolks into my blender, which you did. Right where were the egg yolks?
In that way.
Perfect.
Mickey says that the harvest crew picked some building block petite syrah today as well.
How did it look, Nikki? I know it's picking light, I heard, but hopefully it looked good. Okay, so we want to add the lemon to our butter. Oh, wait. Not yet.
Yeah. I don't know if you want to put me in charge of lemon.
I'm going to do lemon in my yolks. That's where I want the lemon. So in here I have 2 egg yolks. I just put the lemon, which was the juice of a large lemon, and I want to.
You need wine.
I do need wine. I need wine.
Thank God your song is here.
I'm going to pulse it. Maybe. There we go. So the lemon juice and the yolks are in here. And I just want to get it blended. And we're going to add the hot butter and the lemon mixture when we're ready. So I want to wait to, okay, let's get the crab cakes going.
Okay. That looks hot enough.
Hot enough, yep. sizzling away. Come on around if you need to.
How's the salmon coming along?
Salmon
Looks
is probably
wonderful.
good.
Getting there. Oops, I'm spilling.
Okay, so we have them both on, yeah, we could probably turn the front one on medium.
Good.
Yep. And the salmon is probably almost done. A way to tell is, you know, to feel it, and because you don't want to overcook it, maybe a little bit longer.
Just a tiny bit.
Yep. So look at, we got all 4 burners going. We have our asparagus cooking, we have our crab cakes cooking, we have our butter for our hollandaise, butter and lemon for our hollandaise, ready to roll, and we have our salmon cooking. And all that's left is to put together our lemon curd pies.
How can I tell what I don't know how much power's on.
I don't know. Nope, I keep, it'll pop up something. Hi Jennifer from California. Yeah, use your Meyer lemons for the recipe.
Meyer lemons.
I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
She's getting a brand new kitchen, so she's gonna have fun doing some of these recipes.
Nice.
Okay, I'm gonna test my food.
So you're
Is
getting
this too hot maybe?
maybe.
Yeah, let's turn that one down. Maybe,
You wanna-
yeah, you better turn them over. I think our pot got a little too high.
Hold on. Here. Oh, one more.
Good?
Oh, let's see.
Yay, good job. That's good, that's good. Our crabby cakes are
Being crabby.
being crabby. So we have our pan on a little bit too high for the crab cakes, I think. There we go. No, not too bad. So we just wanted to, do we turn that one down?
Yeah, is that one, right?
That's the rear.
That's the rear?
Yeah, this is the front. There we go. Okay, so let me grab me a fork right there. Let me test our asparagus.
Can you get out of your way?
Oh yeah, our asparagus are done. And I'm going to love drawers for pots and pans.
I love your kitchen.
It is a nice kitchen to cook in.
It really is.
So I'm going to strain the butter, or the water out of the asparagus. Ooh, steam. Okay, our asparagus are done. Now we're gonna, the salmon looks almost done. That's almost done. Let me show you the lemon curd, or lime curd. I keep calling it lemon curd. It's actually lime curd. Oh, that's not it.
You could do a little lemon meringue too.
Yeah,
You
it's
could
like
just-
a, yeah, exactly.
I think you could change it up.
So this curd is just beautiful. And all we're gonna do is take a spoon. I'm going over here to get a spoon.
I'm gonna shut these off, Peggy. What do you think?
Yeah, I think they're good. And all that we're gonna do is fill in our little pies into our graham cracker crust. Easy peasy. Don't even cook these. Lime curd, and now we want to put, you can put whipped cream. We're going to skip the whipped cream today.
We are?
Yeah. But we want to get some lime zest.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So while you put some lime zest on these, let me get you a little
Zester?
a zester of some sort.
Look at that color. That is.
There you go. I'm going to finish up our asparagus, and then I think we're plating. We're going to finish up our hollandaise.
zest.
Oh, that looks delicious.
Okay, I have the hot butter, and I have my lemon and egg yolks in here. And as I put the blender on, I took the middle part out of the blender, and I'm going to have it on, I think pulsing, I can't remember. And I'm going to just slowly add the butter and lemon. And as this goes, it's going to start thickening up, hopefully, if I've done this right. And you can already see it starting to stick to the sides of the container. It should be thickening. Grab me a spoon if you would. Oh, front behind you in that drawer. Yep. Check for the salt and pepper. See how it is. So it's nice and thickened. I love Hollandaise. I'm going to add just a tad of salt, and I'm going to add just a tad of pepper, only because I like pepper.
You can turn that into grenade sauce too.
Yeah, and you can put this over anything, you know. You can put it over eggs Benedict. Love that. Yeah. So we're going to spoon on our asparagus. Okay. I think we're ready to plate. Right?
Yes.
Why don't we move everything off over there? I'll grab us some plates. Our crab cake should be done. We only needed to do like 5 minutes aside, right? So let's make a place so we can plate our wonderful meal here. All right. So I am going to grab the asparagus.
Thanks, Sherilyn.
I'm going to put our asparagus in the center of the plate like that. And I'm going to actually put the salmon on top of the asparagus and then the hollandaise on top of that. What do you think? Right? You like that? Mm-hmm. So let's get a piece of salmon. And you can see the color of the salmon is absolutely perfect.
Hi, Julie Jax.
Julie! Oh my gosh, that's awesome. So there's that, there's that. Let's get one, I'm gonna move this over a little bit. Let's get one of our crabby crab cakes. Right there. And then let's get our hollandaise. You want to open our rosé?
You were reading my mind.
And tell them a little bit about our rosé. Here's all of it.
This is our 2018. It's a rosé from 100% Grenache. Kurt left this on the skins for about 16 hours to get this color. This color drives me crazy. It's so good.
You know, people don't realize that rosé can go from the lightest pink, like that salmon color, to really a fairly dark color. So I'm going to spoon my hollandaise over top of and asparagus.
Should we throw the one camera trying to open it? Sure. Open it all. Well,
There you go. You broke the cord. Ah, I love it.
fail my test.
The stress of TV.
It happens.
Right?
I have, for some reason, trouble with opening a rosé.
I don't know why. It is tricky.
There we go.
Yeah, those corks are kind of stubborn on those bottles.
Yeah. Little reason. Nobody saw that.
No.
Okay, we're all. I want to keep that secret.
Yes, exactly. Okay. We have, I'll recap while you, we gotta drink our wine.
Uh-oh.
Chug our wine. Because we have to have rosé.
Cheers, Susan.
Cheers, ladies.
We do have other glasses.
We do.
Yeah.
I think this is an excuse just to stop for a moment, pause. After technical difficulties beforehand.
I needed that.
Yes. Just pause on this. But
You would think after 21 episodes that we would have the technical difficulties down.
that's showbiz.
That's show business. Yep.
I mean,
You gotta roll with it.
it's always like that.
So,
You can see this the color even more.
look at how gorgeous that color is.
Oh, and this is one of my favorite rosés as well. I'm thinking about rosé because it just has to be right.
Okay, shall we dig in? Try a little taste?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna try the Krabby Crab.
Okay, I'll try this now.
You know, you only cook it 5 minutes on the side about because it's just, all done. Mmm. That is so good.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Mmm.
That salmon's amazing.
Let's try the salmon.
I-
See, we cooked it perfectly.
Yeah.
It's flaky, it is not hard. When you're poaching something like salmon, you want a lighter wine because it's not heavily flavored like if you did this on the grill or if you put it with a sauce of some sort. This is very light. And so I think it's perfect with the brush.
Oh my gosh, the crab. Well, the salmon's very delicate and the flavors are balanced really very well. But the crab cake too.
Isn't that good?
You get all the flavors of the pepper and the breadcrumbs, and then all of a sudden you just get a little kick.
A little kick.
Tiny
Just
kick.
a tiny bit
It's
of
perfect.
Tabasco.
Yeah.
Now you can also put in that, if you wanted to, some jalapeno, finely chopped, or a little cayenne would be good. I gotta try the lime pie.
Oh my gosh.
This fun little pie, gotta get a little of the crust, and key limes. If you had key lime, oh my gosh, we didn't. We just had the limes. Oh my, that is so good. Refreshing, really refreshing. Easy, dinner,
Thank you.
less than an hour.
You always make, I have to say, I encourage them, I'm like, cook more. And they're probably like, but because you encourage us to make everything, they make everything look easy. Obviously, to put this together takes some effort, but the way they cook, it's always flavorful. It's always simple. It's easy for everyone to make.
Yeah, you can make this any day of the week. It's fairly easy. But we are going to continue on, so let me tell you if I can remember. Oh, there they are. The recipe's coming up because I haven't posted them. So next week, I think I'm going to be down at the vineyard, either cooking by myself or with Kurt. I don't know. But on September 10th, we're going Nostalgia Week. So we're going to be making Not Your Mama's meatloaf. This is Kurt's famous meatloaf.
You haven't had this famous.
No, it's just really wonderful and spicy. So stay tuned for that. He makes incredible potatoes, mashed
I've
potatoes.
heard, but we haven't had this
Yeah.
either.
You gotta go to bed right after you eat this meal. So this is the kind of meal you make, you eat, and then you go to bed. It's like Thanksgiving dinner. And a mushroom brown gravy to go with that. And then we're gonna make individual strawberry cream parfaits. Again, simple dish that you can serve quickly to guests. Then on September 17th, we're going back Italian to my heritage. So we're gonna do chicken piccata with a lemon caper sauce, which I love capers, and Parmesan roasted zucchini with potatoes, and limoncello. Love limoncello.
Ooh, yeah.
And we're making a fruit salad limoncello,
Oh
which
my
is
gosh.
awesome. And then we're going to wrap up this 5-week series on September 24th with a picnic. So walnut and blue cheese grapes as an appetizer, crab salad in cucumber cups, and gazpacho shooters. So all of these could be paired or be cold or hot, whatever you want it. So that week we're going to do the 2015 Grenache, my favorite.
That's
Right.
like, if you love Pinot Noir, the 15 Grenache.
Right. And then the chicken piccata, we're going to go back to the Sky Island Vignette, unless you order it all
You
up.
buy it all.
Then we might have to do something else.
Ooh, a decade.
Decade
Yeah, you have to
next
have a
week.
bold wine with that. It's
Yeah.
a decade. That's the anniversary wine.
Yeah, so we're going to do the Rhone Red for the decade. So I think fun weeks.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah. So
I just want to come to dinner every night. You're like,
well, thank you, Cheryl Ann, for being my sous chef. Thank you, Susan, for being the camera gal behind the camera, the girl with the mostest over there.
I think she sabotaged the thing so she could.
Oh.
The camera for a whole hour.
I'm
So with that, I think we are wrapping up.
nursing this still.
Okay.
I'm going to bed.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers. Be healthy. Stay safe, and we'll see you next week from LDV Winery Kitchen. Cheers.